my dreams. Moving on, moving on. I don't know where I'm going, but I ain't there yet. Let this heart of mine be the GPS. Moving on.
Well, hello.
Wow. Oh. Okay, it's windy outside. It's bad.
Windy outside, and that's
Hey,
why
Charlie.
my hair is sticking up everywhere. Why is that? Please like and subscribe up there. Maybe I did something here. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
I hope
Ryan
that
Anderson's on here. Hey,
hey, Ryan. Good to see you, buddy. We're supposed to be on tomorrow night, but we are in Red Bay, Alabama, getting some warranty work done on the coach. So we're actually going to be staying at her stepmother's house, and I was just afraid to try to do something at their way. Is that Charlie?
I don't know, but
Charlie, are you Charlie from Gulf Shores? Charlie, our friend Charlie?
Our friend Charlie. Are you
from
our
Gulf
friend?
Shores? That has a super nice car.
Beautiful dog.
A beautiful dog.
So tonight we're going to talk about how our plans, we make plans, but our plans are liquid.
Our plants are liquid. And we're going to also show you, let me show you where we are tonight. We are staying at a campground over here in Red Bay, Alabama, that is actually is $25 a night. It's
full hookups,
but it's just basically a gravel parking lot. This is our RV with our satellite dish on the ground there between where we're staying, and it's a sunset. It's so we're staying at the same time, right?
Yes.
Great. I wish you'd stay at this way all the time, and it just shows it. But that's you don't have to be a Tiffin. Tiffin's made here in Red Bay. They call it the motherland. You don't have to be a Tiffin to stay here. There's a Fleetwood over here, because there are tons of. There's people that does cabinetry here. There's people that does upholstery. There's people that fix blinds. We had our blinds worked on. There's people that work on all different stuff. In fact, we are having work done. What is that?
That's the washing machine spinning.
Okay, we're having warranty work done on our dash air conditioner. What? Okay. We had. If you go back and watch a video where we were coming through Amarillo, Texas was it last year? I don't remember.
It was it was in the summer, this past summer.
That was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, Charlie's in South Carolina.
Okay. But anyway, we were coming through Amarillo, and we broke a serpentine belt. What happened was our main air compressor got hung up, and it just froze up, and it broke that belt. And when that serpentine belt goes, everything goes. Every light on the whole dash came on. And you could go back and watch that video. It's pretty interesting how Cummins did me wrong. I have a Cummins engine in here, but there was a Cummins repair shop, and they refused to work on it. Not even offered to let me stay there until they claimed they were doing charity work that weekend. But they were standing around, is all I saw. It's just crazy. But we are over here, and we're doing this. We were supposed to, let me move this up just a bit. We were supposed to have this work done back a couple of months ago, January, but they had a big snowstorm they had predicted, and a lot of stuff were closing, and we were like, nah, let's go south. So we went down to Gulf Shores and stayed for about a month.
Yeah.
And it was great, and we actually discovered a really nice place to stay, and we made a video on it too. It was called Bluegrass.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bluegrass
Nothing
RV.
fancy, no
Nothing
swimming pools, nothing
fancy.
like that, but very nice.
And
People.
it was about $400 cheaper than I could get it anywhere else. But you know, somebody was asking me. We were talking about how we actually get our weather, and you know, a lot of times we get what we can on the internet, or we get it on TV. But I have subscribed to a free channel, and this is Weather for RVers, Travelers, and this is like Sunday. It's actually a weather service for primarily for RVers. And I meant to get the but you can see here shows it shows the weather. And if I can go over here, I'll try to go over and copy the actual main page of it. And so that y'all, if y'all need this type of weather thing, let's see, it's called RV Weather Enterprises. And let me get this. I'll copy this page and show it for you. But it's pretty nice. I mean, I enjoy. I mean, it has a lot of stuff in it that affects us, like wind. You know.
Boy, have we had wind the
Yeah.
past few
Oh
days.
gosh, man, it was at her dad's house place. She was in the house with her dad and them. I was in the RV, and it was like 50-mile-an-hour winds. It was unbelievable. This whole thing, even though it weighs like 44,000 pounds, and with the jacks down, it hardly moves, but it was rocking this thing up. This is the website. If you can, well, let me see. Let me see if I can get her over that banner. I didn't mean to have that banner up. Let me see. Okay, there you go. That's the website and what it looks like, and it's RV Weather Enterprises, and it's well. I mean, it's free. You go look and it'll give you a which way the wind blows, and also there's another app that I use that has the directional of the winds, and it's just a regular light weather app. I think it's just I don't remember. It's on there. It's on my iPad, but it actually shows which way the wind's blowing. And you don't want to travel. I'll tell you the best thing. We traveled out west once. We left Tennessee and went out all the way to the Grand Canyon straight without pretty much. We spent a couple nights on the road, but the wind was blowing in our back, so we were pushing us, and it was unbelievable the gas mileage I
think we
got.
got 4 miles to the gallon.
No. We normally get about 8 to 9, 10 miles to the gallon. And we were running 14 to 18, 14 to 18 miles per gallon. And sometimes even more because the wind was blowing like 40 miles an hour and it was on our rear. But now we did drive up from.
We went across Texas and we got bad
Texas.
winds.
We were out across Texas and we had winds on our face, on the headwinds, and we got like 4 miles to the gallon.
And I also I almost lost my husband.
Yeah, we were going across New Mexico, and the wind was blowing so bad that it was pulling our awning out over the back slide, and it was our
Driver's
other
side.
RV. It was our other RV, and so I had to go out there and fix it. And when I did, when I was standing, I had pulled off the road, and I was probably 2 or 3 feet off the road. But these trucks, it's like they wanted to see how close they could get to me. And I remember just basically putting my hands out on the side and trying to put myself as close to that RV as I could. And these things are
I was praying. He was flat against the RV, and I was just saying,
these
God,
guys
please
are
don't
like aiming for me. It felt like, but it was bad. And we saw a couple of RVs with their awnings tore off, and actually saw a big rig 18-wheeler that was on its side after the wind. It was blowing so bad up there.
Charlie wants to know what the website is for the place again.
The weather?
Yeah.
It's RV Weather Extremes. It's our Enterprises. I'm sorry. RV Weather Enterprises. Let me see if I can get the actual website for you. I go over to my let's see. Yeah, it's info at rvweather.com. And that if you go there, you can subscribe, and like I said, it's free. Info at rvweather.com. And you may have to fill out some stuff, but it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. And I get a weather forecast every single day or a couple of days emailed to me. And I only really look at the ones if I'm not traveling. If I'm not traveling and there's nothing, I haven't heard about anything severe in the area, then I'll just leave it there just in case I want to come back to it. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good weather forecasts like that. And like I said, I like to look at the radar and stuff because you can tell what's going on. But our plans, and we wanted to get a guest on tonight, actually 2 guests. We wanted to get Danny and Lynn Spain on with us tonight, we are planning on getting together, and in May of next year, we plan to do Alaska. And the Alaska trip, we plan to leave in late May, spend the whole 3 months in Alaska, and then basically they want to stay as late as possible so that we might see the Northern Lights. Now we've got these mileposts, that's the Bible of going up to Alaska. They tell everything, but I bought one from a couple years back just so that I could get used to reading it, get used to looking at what's up there, campsites, everything. And then when we start to go, we're going to get an online copy, and we're going to get a actual copy you hold in your hands. And it's supposed to tell what you have or where you're going, what the milepost tells you, what the frost heaves are, if they're bad in a certain area, campgrounds, everything. So we're going to actually do that. And I talked to Lynn and Danny last night because we talk about once a week about this trip and what we found, what we didn't find. And they say now that we may have as many as 6 RVs going with us.
Dog.
And that, hey, a lot of people don't want to go with a big crowd, but we love it, man. You just get in the area and maybe we're planning on doing as much boondocking as we can, or dry camping, because all of us pretty much have solar. And the ones that don't have solar, what I do is I run a wire over from we got plugs underneath the coach.
Over the hills here.
And hey, man, hey.
And Chris Map.
Well, good to see both of y'all. We would run a wire with a battery charger over to their batteries, house batteries, and just keep them charged up. And they can, if they have a problem at all. But we plan to use Starlink, but Starlink apparently in some areas of Canada does not have the reception as well as they do down here. We also had planned for emergencies. We're going to buy one of these little, they're made for going on the trail. You can text, emergency texting type thing. And they're like $150, but they're a lot cheaper than buying or renting a sat phone. Just for emergencies. If you had to get emergency, you could text emergencies. And we'll have, hopefully, I'll be able to use a phone through our Starlink if we have service up there.
And we're hoping that those plans will not be liquid.
Yeah, that our plans, like we're saying, are pretty much liquid right now. We have, after we are in Red Bay here, we plan to go to Milwaukee to see our daughter, and we've got some cabinetry work that was being done, and are going to put it inside the RV
I am
when we
very.
get up there.
We'll do a video on the cabinets that we've had made for the RV. I'm having the dishwasher taken out and a cabinet put in. I am so excited.
And I'm getting some stuff to hide a lot of my stuff Thena's not satisfied with.
Well, it's all piled over there in a big old pile.
Yeah. Hey, John, are you still in Kansas?
He ain't in Kansas no more.
He was in Kansas. And I was worried about you the other day when I saw that all that bad weather out in Kansas. I mean, they had like serious snow. What is it? He's not in Kansas anymore. I'll wait for him to.
Anyway, one of the things is we just left my dad. He is 90 years old. He is COPD, diabetic, congestive heart failure, and now has bladder cancer. And one of his fingers, the ligament in it, has torn. He is in so
He's
much
on oxygen full time.
And so
we're, at any time, no matter where we are,
we may be going
we
back.
may be going back to Tennessee. However, if we are doing the Alaska trip and we're in Alaska, I would think that what I would probably do is put Medina on a plane and she would fly back to Athens, Alabama. Wow.
We just left there.
We just left there. Well, we drove through there. We would put Medina on a plane and she would go south and I would she would handle anything down there.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the prayers for my dad because he needs them. He I will tell you this, when you're 90 years old and you can't control any part of your life, none, because of what's going on in your body and all, it's hard. And for him, because all his life, he's been outside working every day from sun up to sundown usually.
Would he pick muscadines with us? He'd be on the tractor. He'd be doing the garden with the tractor.
4 gardens.
4 gardens. He would, working on the tractors are always something going on with them. He'd be on his bulldozer. He's got a backhoe. He'd be doing
underneath the lawnmower fixing it.
Be on the
90
lawnmower,
years old.
Everything. But this year, in the last 6 months or so, it's pretty much took a serious downturn.
Yeah.
Because it just one thing, he just can't hardly breathe.
No, he can't walk to the bathroom and back to his chair
swelling
without
of his legs, everything. It's
and
real
I feel
bad.
so sorry for him, and I pray for him, and I love him, and I just, I know that we aren't promised tomorrow.
Yeah. John, where in Athens are you staying, if I might ask? Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. We lost our internet just for a few minutes. We got Starlink, and we have zero obstruction for almost a mile. So I don't know what happened. We're back. Dina just about gave up. She walked over there to the doing something. Northgate RV Park, is that the one off 31 North? Near the interstate, like half mile from the interstate. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. We're in that. They get back in that. We used to go somewhere up there that was and dump our tanks, and he got to where he's charging us $20 a time. So I think he doesn't. We used to dump our tanks there, but he got to where he's charging us $20 a time. Then he acted like he didn't want us to come back and do that, so we didn't from then on. But
Maybe that's
we're hoping they'll get through the interstate up there, the rocket, and be able to have us a real nice dump station up there when they do. But anyway, I apologize for that. I don't know what happened there. But we lost all internet, and I mean, I went over to YouTube and every place, and I couldn't get anything. I don't know what the problem was.
maybe it was an alien thing.
Maybe it was, but no, I tell you something about where we are, that it's just if you need your RV worked on, and I said this before, you can come up here, and it doesn't matter what kind of RV you got, you can get somebody to fix it, and it's not that expensive too. It really isn't.
Well, RV auto detailing, whatever that is, RV what? Body shop?
Yeah, the body shop's worked on this thing twice, where I've taken parts of the body off through various things, but they've done us a real good job. They do have a place up here. We just haven't had the money to do it. They have some where you can drop it off, and you can get it detailed on the outside, as far as they'll hand wash it and they'll wax it for right around, it's $400. Yeah, $400. And it I don't know what they use, but it looks amazing. And if I had the money, I probably would do it. But now because you can't unless you're at a
Inside
Maggie.
voice. Inside voice. Inside. Are you talking to
Maggie's talking to us here. Maggie. Inside voice. You can't be talking to us barking.
me?
You can see Maggie.
What is it? What is it? Watch this. Do you need to go potty? Okay. Do you need to go? Oh, okay. I'll be back.
She'll just about talk to you when she has to go outside.
Okay.
We and most of you know, we had a little kitten adopt us. Where is a little bit there? Dana calls her Peanut. I call her Two Socks because she's got socks in the front. But this one,
We did not adopt her. She adopted us.
she jumped in our little screen door there, followed Moses in there, and just adopted us.
Look.
And
Look right there.
but she's not a big.
Look here. Do you see the kitty cat? Look.
She's not a big hold me tight cat. And and the only thing wrong with her too is she'll smack at Moses and she'll smack at Maggie. Not with her claws out, but just she'll walk by them. All of a sudden, pow, smack them upside the head. But now she does like Maggie more than I think she likes Moses, which Moses is a boy cat. And you know he's huge. He's, I think, 20 pounds. And in this little bitty thing, he weighs about probably 8 pounds. But you got any plans out west or anything, John? Are you gonna? John is over the hill RV. John is we worked together in the same police department many years ago before he got smart and joined the federal system. I think he was, he might not want me to say that, but he is retired. He's retired law enforcement also, but we worked together, and he used to. I think he used to train dogs, and I know he did have a place I think in Las Vegas that trained dogs. So I'm jealous of that because I have little to no training of dogs for sure. No plans right now. Well, that's like us. We have plans, but they're subject to change. Anytime you're dealing with a relative that is not 100%, then you got to be willing to change your plans. One other thing, I know I've said this before. I have a pretty serious back problem, and I'm having a RFA, radio frequency ablation, done the 21st of May, where they actually go in and burn the nerves in the spine all the way up, and it's supposed to last between 10 months to a year and a half and get me back where I can do hiking and with the dog and us, and my back doesn't bother me because here lately it's been bad. um we have done some hikes up in Wisconsin area. It's called the Ice Age Trail, and I had some video. We have a video on it. It's the funniest thing happened. It's a trail that leads a beautiful, beautiful country, and it's up near a place called Holy Hill, where they have this huge Catholic church that's famous. Everybody goes up there. Unbelievable beauty of a church. You just need to go if you can. The view off the veranda there is amazing. Uh, but they have a trail down there. We were all hiking. I was up in the rear about 20 yards, and Dina was in the middle. Maggie was up ahead because we had her off lead. And all of a sudden, Maggie just stops in the middle of the trail. Deep, deep growl. Deep growl. Didn't really bark, but just a real, real deep growl. Now, I know there's deer up there, and she's seen them. I don't know if there's bear. Could be. But all of a sudden, Maggie runs back to Medina and gets behind her. I thought it was the funniest thing. She just like big chicken runs behind Medina, just stops there behind Medina, like looking out through there. Medina's like, "Great, Maggie." But we never saw what she saw. I don't know what it was, but we saw a lot of deer, and it was uh, usually she sees a deer, she's going to chase it. She won't ever catch them. There's deer behind Joe's house where we stay in Wisconsin, and she's tore after them. But they outrun her easy, and they just jumped straight up over a fence too. Plus, I don't even know what she would do if she even caught one or even got out there close because she's a big chicken. But and we've seen plenty of deer. It snowed on us last time we were up there, and we saw some deer come out in the snow. Um, but we enjoy that area up there where Mindy lives, and we have a hello TS, how you doing? Medina's here. She had to take Maggie out for a second. Um, we enjoy where we stay in Wisconsin. It's a place called Lisbon. It's right outside of Milwaukee, about 20 miles, and it's a kind of a semi-rural area. It's a lot of building up right now, though. They're building up like crazy, and where we stay is on Joe is like a second son to us. He is the mayor of the town. Well, they've just changed the name. He's not officially the mayor. He's the president of the town. And he's about, I think Joe's about 45 years old, and he's super, super good guy. He actually owns 4 or 5 Napa auto parts. He's been working there ever since he was a little kid, and he ended up buying these from the actual owner. So that really great, great guy. Stays very busy, I know that. But we stay up there, and actually we go dump at the local sewer plant. They don't even charge us to dump up there. Mindy does not want children. Her and her husband decided they do not want kids. They and some of the reasons we've gotten is crazy because we've said, well, why don't you adopt if you don't want to have kids? Why don't you adopt? And I think Mindy told Medina one time, well, because it'd be too much trouble. And I'm glad we didn't think that. This is TS. This is our new little kitty. This is I call him Two Socks because he's got white socks, but Dina named him Peanut. And her, she doesn't like to be held, not much at all.
T.S., I'd give you her number and you could call her and ask her to make us grandparents. That'd make her happy.
But she said whatever happens, happens, but they're not planning on it. And Dakota, he don't want to get married, so I don't know what. I guess we're not supposed to have grandkids.
But y'all do know I'm going to Korea with Mindy and Neil in October of this year. And she asked me what I wanted to do, and I told her I wanted to go to orphanages. So we're going to go check out some orphanages. So I may come home with one.
We don't know. What.
Let me tell them what we told.
Yeah.
I sent Mindy and Dakota a text, and I said, Dad and I've decided what we're going to do about grandchildren. Adopt our grandchildren, and then when we die, y'all can raise them. And our son sent back, ha, ha, ha. And Mindy sent back, tell me you're kidding.
Yeah, Mindy probably thought, yes, that is true. Dakota knew we were kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Well,
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Well, we do regret not adopting more.
We've agreed that we would have adopted 10 if we knew
probably
what we know now.
We probably wouldn't be able to travel because we
have 10 kids.
10 kids cost a lot of money. But we would have probably, with no kidding at all, adopted 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Easy.
I tried.
Here we are. I'm sorry. This buffing is unbelievable. And I'm fixing a StreamYard is going to. This is why I changed from StreamYard last time. But then the other
company wasn't any good.
And they went up about 3 times on what they charge rather than StreamYard. StreamYard is a good company. StreamYard wants me to plug directly into my router, which would Starlink, you can't do that. There's no place to plug it in directly to your router. So, no, it's not you. It's us. And we got great sky right now. We don't have anything blocking our sky.
Not even a cloud.
Not even a cloud. I showed, right when we first started, I showed pictures of where we are. We're actually in Red Bay, Alabama. And this is picture again. I'll show you. See that? Our satellite's right beside the RV. Maybe it's too close to the RV. I don't know. Could go put it on top of the Jeep while we do this. But that's basically where we are. It's a place where we're gonna hopefully have our RV taken care of. This is what we.
Hey, thanks, y'all. Y'all are all being so kind. We've got 7 people watching and 7 thumbs up.
Great. This is where we really miss. Really miss
why did you put that up
the
there?
Grand Tetons. This is actually an older picture of the Grand Tetons, but this is the one that I took a couple of years back. But you know what's bad is I've lost a bunch of still pictures that I took. I took probably 100 to 200 pictures of the Mormon barns this time with the Grand Tetons in the background. And I took a bunch of pictures of a whole field full of sunflowers too, with the Tetons in the background. I've lost them. I've got to go back through My cloud did not save them. I don't know what the difference. I don't know why I'm buying cloud space because it won't save them. I'm going to try to go back and look at all of these, some of these little things I put them. I don't know where I would put it, but it's aggravating anyway. But those are some great pictures,
So,
especially the
did you tell them what our
sunflowers.
plan is to leave here and go towards Mindy's? We were thinking about stopping in Nashville to see
Well,
the area to
you
see.
got to go back to Nashville if you come from Red Bay.
But we may end up back at Dad's farm for a week because if
Would you?
he was not doing good today.
We don't know. We'll probably find out day after tomorrow if there's any, if there's anything good or bad anyway. So my mom used to live in Red Bay when she was a kid. Wow. Red Bay, I asked her today how Red Bay got its name, and she looked it up on.
Hey, wait a minute. He asked me a question, right? So he said, "How did Red Bay get its name?" I said, "Well, because of the Red Bay." He said, "There ain't no bay." And I said, "The Red Bay of Tiffin. You know, they had a Red Bay where they pulled the Red Bay, they pulled in the Red Bay and got it painted and all."
It.
And he didn't like that answer. So it's because of the red clay.
And trees called the Red Bay.
Yes.
But there is water out here too, that's that way a
There's
little ways.
water everywhere.
I know, but I mean like a river. I think it's maybe the Alabama River or something.
I'll tell you something about no river.
It is. There's water out there. Right there. My signal is unstable right here. It's unstable. If your Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router. I can't plug into my router. No, we haven't been to South Carolina. It's the only state over there that we have not been to. We've been to North Carolina. We went to the Grand Banks. We went to Outer Banks. We went to the where they flew. The Wright brothers flew. And we want to go to South Carolina. It's a beautiful area up there, I know. We want to go to Savannah and a few other things.
I won't let him put a state on our map unless we stay there. Spend the night.
All right, this is something we can ask you. Hopefully we won't go back to a buffer while we're doing this. I believe if you visit something in the state, a national park, a museum, maybe you go to the beach, you don't necessarily have to sleep there. If you just visit something there, you ought to be able to put a state on the map. Because the reason is because if later on in life when we're not traveling anymore and they say, "Have you been to South Carolina?" "Oh, no, we went to South Carolina and we saw Savannah and we were there all day.
Sleuth Mom. Hey, Sleuth Mom.
But we didn't stay there overnight." That's visiting there. That's being there. That's not just because you didn't sleep there don't mean anything. And I just think I'm right.
You think you're right about everything.
No, but particularly like that.
Particularly that.
What y'all think?
Lynn and I agree. And Lynn counts for 2.
No, well, no. Mm-mm. I don't have to sleep somewhere to be there. If I go to a ball game in Kansas, say, and I was there all day and maybe visited some of the Oregon Trail and all that stuff, but we stayed over in Nebraska, I think that says I went to Kansas.
I think we ought to have to stay a month in a state before we put it up there.
Oh, no.
Yes, because that way you get to know the state.
Well, yes, but no. There's your little kitty cat. What's your cat doing?
Peanut, come here.
Yeah.
You gonna come see me? Come here.
Peanut is a mess.
What's the matter? Say, I got a tattoo.
When she got
Peanut's got a tattoo on her belly.
When she got fixed, they tattooed her belly.
Stop.
She's not a big cat to be held though. But it's weird. She'll, when we're in bed, she'll jump up there and come up there like you're going to look at you and make sure you're still okay. Just don't the way of Donner Party. Yeah, that, I've read a lot about that. The Donner Party. The one that got stuck. The whole party were trying to make it California. They crossed the mountains. They got stuck in the snow, and they reverted to cannibalism.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've read a lot about that. It's very, very interesting.
Did you figure out how they cooked them?
Well, they ate the horses too. They ate the horses first. So they like to. A bunch of them did act. The people that died of pneumonia and starvation or whatever. Then the people said, "Hey, we're so hungry. I guess that they would eat them." I don't know. It's something very interesting, and I know they have a statue type memorial monument right there where the supposedly Donner Party was stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry
Okay,
about
we're back.
that.
If you get to a chance and want to listen to some really good books, Brian Kilmeade has written some good books about our history.
We listened to them. And,
yeah, man, they were so good at stuff you didn't know. Like when we start the 1700s, we thought
the Muslims back then
pirates. They would take our ships and our people captive, and we'd have to pay them thousands and thousands of dollars. And I don't remember who it was.
It reminds me of Somalia type thing. Our ships would come through there to trade, trying to go up through Europe, and they would get them off and basically
enslave the people
and take everything on board.
But the thing that was, one of our founding fathers said, you will either fight them now or you're going to be fighting them for the rest of your life. And so they fought them, and they won. But man, that was one. And then one about Andrew Jackson, Lincoln.
Yeah,
he wrote some really good ones. So
he did.
If you like to read, or listen to books. We listen to books all the time.
We travel.
Brian Kilmeade has written some really good books.
All right. Well, listen. What does it say?
It says slaughtered the oxen too. I've seen pics. Down.
50 feet tall, tells how deep the snow must have been. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't think I know some of the actual.
She started to jump up here and bite my toe.
I don't know if the only shelter they had were wagons and stuff, but
so
either way. The history of it was unbelievable.
Any of you that travel, do y'all listen to books on audio? And if you do, you can get free books on audio. It's a free app called Libby, Libby, and you just have to get a library card from somewhere. I've got two. I got one from Gulf Shores and one from Fayetteville, Tennessee, and I'm going to get one when I'm in Wisconsin. And what you do is you just through the app, you just go in and borrow a book.
Man, sometimes you may have to wait.
Yeah,
I listen to all of John Grisham's novels, and sometimes I have to wait on them
because they've only got one.
Yeah, Biloxi Boys, I think, were the last one. It was pretty good. I just love that legal type of things, and they're all really good. The Racketeer.
What was the one we just finished?
I think it's the Racketeer.
No,
wasn't it?
The one we finished that was about that serial killer.
Oh, I don't know. But there's a whole lot of stuff. You like true crime, you like love stories or chick flicks or any of that stuff.
Well, if you can get it at a what is that thing called? a library. If you
Yeah.
can get it at the library,
We
you
don't-
can get it there.
And also, we don't like to listen to a lot of cussing and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of stuff, John Grisham, I've never heard. If he does the book, I've never heard anything. Some of the ones he's done in the past have actually wrote books with 2 or 3 other authors, and they really lay the language on there. But I don't really enjoy that. But see, some I usually Shelby Foote talk about the Civil War. And you know where we're staying over here, if y'all didn't know it, we're going over to Corinth, Mississippi is where we're going to be at. And Corinth, that whole area was a huge Civil War battlefield. I mean, they had all kinds of battles over there. And before, like up to about 10 to 15 years ago, there's a lot of people that was metal attack out in there. And there's they got huge finds of all kinds of stuff out in there. But it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so hey, and if y'all know any good writers or any good books to listen to, let us know. I've gotten attached to Lisa Wingate, and she wrote a book called Before We Were Yours, and it's a true story out of Tennessee, Nashville area, where kids would in the 30s, 40s, and 50s would be walking to school, or babies born in the hospital. The kids walking to school, a person would pull up in a car and say, "Hey, y'all want to ride?" They'd take them to the orphanage where people would pay to adopt these kids. And they would tell them their parents had told them that they didn't want them anymore, and they were going to, you belong to us now. And one night, a woman had a baby at the hospital in Chattanooga, I think it was. And anyway, when she woke up the next morning, after seeing the baby was fine. She woke up the next morning with them telling her that her baby had died. She overheard them telling other mothers that, and they believe what happened was that they stole the babies, took them to the orphanage, and sold them. And so it's that Lisa Wingate's really a good writer on that. Now, the Before We Were Yours is fiction, but it's about stuff that actually happened.
But what do we watch? And also David Baldacci. We listen to a lot of his books.
Yes, that's who it was, Georgia Tam. She was cruel. Oh my gosh. And she died of cancer, I think it was, before they could bring her to trial.
Wow. But then David Baldacci we listen to, where he doesn't have bad language in his.
He has sound effects.
Yeah, he does have. He does have. Well, that one was the beginning of that book.
That's right.
That scared me to death. But we were entering with the RV.
We were in the Prius.
I thought we were in the RV.
We were in the Prius.
Oh, yeah, maybe we're in the Prius. We were coming up to Milwaukee, and we were just coming onto the interstate.
Don't you get my toe?
And all of a sudden it says, da 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 da, welcome. And as soon as they said da 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 da, a truck like to pass me, and I thought we were gonna get hit by a truck. I just raised my arm. Huh?
There wasn't a truck. It was
a big truck.
No, baby, that was traumatic for you. You were driving, which you normally don't. Stop. There was nothing. Don't you remember there was nothing on the road?
It was a truck.
Nothing on the road, y'all.
A big truck.
And then I turned the radio on, and it goes da 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 da. The Shat Audio presents. He covered his head. Y'all, there was no truck.
I thought I saw a truck.
I know.
Scared me to death.
I know you're having traumatic brain problems with that one.
Look behind you there. She wants to be involved. But anyway, just came in here and told me cannibalism gangs are roaming Haiti. They have some big gangs in Haiti, and a lot of people starving. That I wouldn't doubt it. Anything's down there. It was a quick story about Haiti. When we had our shop in Boaz, before we started traveling again, we had a young man come in. He was from Haiti, and just a super, super good guy. We became friends with him. He came in several times and was telling us. Finally, he told us, he said, he drove a really nice car, And we were talking to him. He said his father at the time was president of Haiti, and his uncle was head over the army, and he wanted to get out of there as soon as possible because he said the corruptions are bad. He said they would drive down through Haiti in the middle of the night, and the gangs would build big bonfires of tires in the middle of the road, and they would stop you and want money to let you go. But if they see his uncle in there or his uncle's car, they would just get all freaked out because they know that they could probably get killed. But he couldn't even see his own father. He said his father had guards outside his room in his own house, and they wouldn't even let his own son go in and see him unless he had prior permission of his father. It's weird, but he ended up getting his American citizenship, came by and showed us his American citizenship the day he got it, was crying and just really just a super, super, super good guy. He was going to college, going to get his degree, going to make something. And he didn't care. He said, I can go back to Haiti. He said, my daddy bought me this car. I mean, it was like it was like a $90,000 car. It was unbelievable. But he said, they can have the car. They can have everything back. He said, I don't want to ever go back there. And you look at now what is going on down there, and you think, well, maybe that's a lot of that. Yes. Well, you're getting on your counters.
Yes, and I just threw my shoulder out. Oh, God.
But it is a super, super bad area. But he was just a really, really nice guy. I can't remember his name, though.
You better not get on my counters. No.
She's not.
She's thinking
sitting
about
over there on the back of the...
She's thinking about it. Okay, guys. I know we've bored y'all enough.
But I did want to get on here tonight. One is we haven't done a live stream probably in a year. We haven't. And if you've noticed, we've actually climbed up to about 21, 30, or 40 subscribers. And our watch hours they are coming up some, but they still are not near 4,000 watch hours. Unbelievable that we've had this channel for almost 4 years, and we are
810 videos.
Yeah, 810 videos, 500,000 views. That's what they say, but only 1,890 something watch hours. I don't understand it, but we did use some advertisement, and it did help us get some subscribers, but it did not increase our watch hours much. So
one thing. So the other night, Tommy got up, and the two cats had killed a mouse that had somehow gotten into the RV. So if you're looking for a way to keep mice out of your RV, get two cats.
Or even one. Moses is a good cat killer. He's actually a serial killer.
I think he kept them out because she must have brought that one in.
You may have. Dina says Moses is going to have diabetes because he's so big. He weighs about 22 pounds. He's on the front. I would let her get him. He is huge, but it's because I feed them all the time. I keep food out for him, but he's just a big boy. He don't like to be picked up when he's up there. He thinks you're going to do something with him.
I'm not going to do anything with you but hold you just a minute. You're so fat.
He is not fat. Now here's Moses.
Boy.
He's just a big boy.
Moses,
He's just a big old boy.
Look here, turn around and say hello. Look at this. Look at those green eyes.
He weighs about 22 pounds. He's just a big old boy. He usually comes up and lays right on my chest when he gets bored. He doesn't like me being on the computer much. But he's getting along pretty well with that other cat. Big cats, yes. Well, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here, and we hope we gather some more people after this thing's posted. Who knows? But this is one way to get, if we could get a couple hundred people to come on here and talk for an hour, then you got a couple hundred more hours. That's the
You
way I
better come up
figure.
with better things to
But
talk about.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, I love Moses, and Dina does too. Just a great cat. That cat's what we've had Moses for about 8 years.
Mm.
About 8 years, and wouldn't trade him for nothing. He's a good.
In fact, Tommy
He's a
asked
good
me.
boy.
Tommy asked me. He said, "If something happened to Moses, would you get another cat while we were in the RV?" And I said, "No, because we could never teach another cat to go in and out the way Moses does."
And he
And then
does.
Peanut just jumped in the window one day.
Well, I ask you to please do something for me. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. How about sharing our channel on your Facebook and help us get the hours? Because right now they are running all the advertisement they want to. YouTube is on our channel, and we get 0 for it. Until we get our 4,000 hours, we don't get a thing. We got 1,000 subscribers. We just don't have the 4,000 hours. We do appreciate it. Your son, I said, my son is violently allergic to him. That's awful.
Well, listen, y'all, thank you for joining us and sticking with us all this time. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. And keep us in your prayers and my dad in your prayers, if you don't mind.
And I'm going to let this play so I can put some stuff on the end of it. But y'all have a great night. I hope to see you back on our videos and maybe another live stream. We can figure out more people to come.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all take care.